What's up? Coach Vassar. Thank you for joining me, OTF Audio Daily Beats. Appreciate you tuning in. As always, any feedback, let me know. If you find value in them, information is in the description to support me. We're breaking down the first time of the quarter mile benchmark. We're gonna see this Thursday, March 20th. Interesting to see when it shows up again, how things maybe change. Because of course with benchmarks, they kind of fine tune them over the different repeats until they kind of lock into one pattern that they will repeat over and over. Anyway, so this is going to be a switch into 2G, and the 3G essentially is like a mini tornado with multiple rotations around the room. Break down the 2G, break down the 3G, and then get you on out of here. First thing first, so the priority, of course, the treadmills. It's about the quarter mile. We're bringing the speed. We are testing power and pushing limits with this quarter mile benchmark, plus a chance for redemption if you're up for it. It's on the treads. In the 2G, they're on the treads a total of 3 times. Same thing for the 3G. First, we're gonna prime your body, then you tackle the quarter mile benchmark, and then you tackle it again. For the floor, you're gonna be on the floor 3 times as well. First block is a primer block to prepare you for the benchmark. Then it's 2 blocks with a power focus work and rest. For the rower, once you complete the benchmark, it's a run row at whatever intensity you choose, at least in the 2G. For the 3G rower, you'll use block 1 to prime the body for speed, and blocks 2 and 3 is work and active recovery. All right, so if we're looking at the 2G, a couple things here. I'm gonna break this down as if I'm starting on the treadmills. So of course we get the standard, 1 minute walk, 4 minute base. Block 1 is a 4-minute block. You then have 90 seconds to transition the room. They do a 4-minute block on the weight floor. You then have 2 minutes to transition the room. From the weight floor, I now go to the treadmills, and I have my 8-minute block. I'll tackle the quarter mile benchmark, walk recovery, and then I'll do the row run for whatever time is remaining. After that 8-minute block, I have 2 minutes to go to the weight floor, 8-minute block there of work and rest, 2 minutes to go back to the treadmills, and it's the exact same block. But now it's gonna be 8.5 minutes. So a quarter mile benchmark, redemption, I guess, followed by that walk recovery, update time if I did better, and then row run until a 30-second all out on the tread or all out on the row, member choice. I'll then go to the weight floor after a quick 2-minute transition, and then I have another work and rest 3-movement power circuit with another member choice finisher. All right, hopefully that kind of paints the overall picture, because I know a lot of times we could get very lost when it comes to these switches. So give you that kind of rundown there. Now let's go back to block 1. So on the treads, 4-minute block, we're gonna see work and recovery. The work will progressively get shorter, so we want the intensity to increase to help members elicit that quick response when it comes time for the quarter mile benchmark. So we're gonna see a 1-minute base push, 30-second walk, 45-second push, 30 walk, 30-second push all out, 30-second walk, and then a 15-second all out. With a setup like this, we could work on progressively increasing the speed, increasing the incline. It's also an opportunity for them to kind of dial in what pace they want to try for that quarter mile. So even though it is a 1-minute base push, for your more advanced people, they might start off at a 1-minute push, see how that feels, and then kind of build upward on the intensity. So by the time they actually hit that 30-second push all out, probably closer to a true all out, and then that 15-second all out, just a little bit more on that. When we go to the weight floor, extended primer block here. So the key thing for this one is the recovery is a progressive anchor. So the first time they do the recovery movement, pretty simple on the range of motion. The next time it's going to increase the range of motion, so you progressively get deeper into the movement pattern. But first we're gonna see walkout, high plank alternating shuttle taps for 1 minute straight. Great movement to help kind of prime the hip stability, core engagement, active shoulders, nice neutral spine. Then for the first recovery, it's gonna be lateral shift to windmill. So for this one, When they shift to one side, hand is gonna go towards like their foot. If that's a little bit too deep to begin with, maybe towards the opposite side knee, but really about that upper body rotation, kind of loosen up the thoracic spine. Second work movement is gonna be lateral bound to a reverse lunge for 45 seconds. The next lateral shift is going to be a front reach. So rather than reaching up, now they're sitting back, extending out, working on lengthening through the lats, improving that upper body mobility that way. Third work movement is the 5-step agility lateral agility shuffle. That is a mouthful. And then the final active recovery is the lateral shift. Now the hands go down onto the floor. So they're really gonna get deep into it, really open up the hip abductors, the abductors, to help improve that mobility through the hip girdle and everything. And then finally they finish with high knees. So a great thing with the high knees, of course, is that quick contraction of the hamstrings. So not only bring the knees up, think about having them to try to have the heel come up as well with it. Now, after that, they go back to the treads. There's a 2-minute transition. During that 2-minute transition, of course, you are gonna set up the weight floor for their upcoming block they're about to do. You could tell the treads to get, the weight floor people go to the treads, get to base, yada, yada, yada. Now, I'm gonna go off of my personal thought process for this part. When it comes to the benchmark, when you're looking at it, yes, it says clear out OT Connect screen. They do the 1/4 mile tread. If they power walk, it's 0.13 at a 6% incline. Old bike is 1. The old Strider is 0.8. The new bike will probably be 0.7, I believe. Yeah, I want to say 0.7 maybe. The math ain't mathin' right now. My brain's a little tired. Anyways, I'll probably update in the group me about that. Once they finish the tread, benchmark, they take as much walk recovery as they need, and then the bonus section is a 150-meter row, their choice of effort, a 0.15 mile tread, power walkers 0.08, and they'll repeat that. Okay, now, hear me out. If we think about the 400-meter dash in a race, people don't start from a run. They're at a complete dead stop. I honestly believe for this benchmark, we should have members do the same. Get them up, get to the treads, they can hold base, they can walk, whatever, during that setup for the weight floor. But when you're getting ready to send them for their benchmark, treads, let's hit the stop key twice right now. If you're gonna power walk, put your incline at 6% right now. Joggers and runners, if you have the old treads, put it at 1. New treads, of course, they default to 1. Log into your OT Connect. When I count you down, you're gonna hit start, you're gonna hit your speed. Do not dare touch the handles. Do not dare hop off the handrails. In fact, when you hit your 1/4 mile, the only thing a member should do is hit a walk speed, and then their hands should still move. This might be kind of controversial. I personally would announce to the class, if I see you grab on, if I see you hop off, if I see you hit the speed and you're holding on to the handrails as it slows down, you are not in control. Your time is not valid. Because once again, think about a 1/4 mile race. You get the people, they take off from the dead stop, they go, they hit that lap. When they're done, when they cross that finish line, they don't just stop. Like, they're still running through that finish line. They're slowing down naturally. So, and that's for safety. Because there's nothing worse than someone sprinting really fast and then they just stop their body. Things are gonna get pulled. There's increased chance of injury, increased chance of collision with the people next to them. So I feel like it's the same idea here. They should maintain control 100% of the time until they are at a full walk. That's a hard sell. I know. But I think that would be the best approach. Because of course in the template, it just says hit clear out OT connect screen, and then they go. So they're already starting at a speed, but that's just my opinion, all right? If you agree with that, great. If not, I would honestly talk with your head coach ahead of time, talk with the other coaches that you work with, see what they plan on doing. But for me, and I told this to my coaches, I want them to do this benchmark by having people start from a complete dead stop. And that's just to have that accountability to be smart about this and really lessen the chance of injury. And in fact, on the mic, tell the members, if I see you grab onto the handrails, if I see you hold on the sides, if I see you, have your hand on the touchpad to adjust your speed, but you're still kind of holding on, no, it doesn't count, because you got to be moving that entire time. Because this is an effort that could take 2.5 minutes or less. The likelihood of seeing a lot of people do a quarter mile in 1 minute, holding that 15 mile per hour, not very likely. There is a possibility of that happening, but speaking from my own members at my studio, I know there are going to be a couple people who are going to try, and they will hit 15, and probably about 47 seconds in, they're going to doubt themselves, and they're going to try to push through it. When they hit that quarter mile, they're going to hit one, and they're going to grab on for dear life. I'm not going to count it. I won't let them put their score in, but that's just me, because I know if you truly did that in real life, you wouldn't be able to do that. You would have to keep moving as it slows down. Anyways, I'm done rambling about that. The second tread block and the third tread block are exactly the same. So if someone wants to repeat, do the benchmark again, if they improve their time, great, update in the challenge tracker. Otherwise, it's just treat it as a 2-minute push for them to do, or a 2-minute push all out. And essentially that's kind of the strategy for this. It's like the 500-meter row. We don't do an all-out pace. We start just below that. And then during the last 150, last 100 meters, that's when it's an all-out. Same thing here. 0.15 is about a push. That last 0.1, all-out effort, okay? Looking at the weight floor block 2, we're going to see clean to neutral grip thruster. From a CrossFit background, and this has also been known as a cluster to me. So they'll pop, catch weight to the shoulders, ride it all the way down for that squat, and then press and drive overhead. Clean to thruster, cluster, hence the name. 8 reps there, followed by a high plank switch alternating low row. So for that one, it's just the one dumbbell, kind of in line with the sternum, hands are on either side. You grab, row, set it down, and then the other side. 8 total reps. And then they're gonna do a somewhat of an active recovery bear plank hold for about 20 seconds, and then they'll repeat that. The third floor block, same idea, 3 movements, rest after each one. Powerful movements with the first one. You're gonna have the high pull with power, paired up with the floor chest fly. And then of course, the notorious bear plank alternating pull through, which still, even though it has been said multiple times in the daily beats, people on the Facebook group, even on Reddit, obviously they're not reading this because they think it's the kick through, they assume it's with a dumbbell, but it's not. And I've talked about this movement enough, so I'm not gonna go into much detail about it. I will say though, one of my coaches did a great thing for this when it came to doing the setup, doing somewhat of a rehearsed technique. Coach told everyone, hey, I want you to, stand up tall, imagine like you're drawing a bow back, take your thumb, point it down. That's where your hand should be. Made everyone do it right. So appreciate my coach for doing that. And fun thing about her, she's been coaching for less than a year. So, we always can learn something from other coaches. Finisher is gonna be their choice of the clean to neutral grip thruster or the high pull with power. So either of those first 2 power movements from blocks 2 and block 3. All right, 3G. This is like a tornado. We're gonna do tread, rower, floor, tread, rower, floor, tread, rower, floor. So there's a total of 9 stations. They're gonna hit the treads, the rower, weight floor 3 times each. Primer block is gonna be very similar, but now it's only 2.5 minutes. They're gonna see a push, 30-second walk recovery, push all out, walk recovery, 30 all out. So this is like the primer block from the 1 mile benchmark. They will do the exact same thing when they go to the rower, push row, recovery row, push all out, recovery row, all out row. Weight floor, they're gonna drop the first movement, and the anchor is the same both times. So we're gonna see lateral bound to reverse lunge for 30 seconds, lateral shift with the hands on the floor for recovery, then the 5-step lateral agility shuffle for 30 seconds, lateral shift with the hands on the floor, and then high knees for 30 seconds, okay? After the weight floor, if they went treads, rower, weight floor, when they come back to the treads, they're tackling the benchmark. Both tread blocks afterwards are the same thing. So it's gonna be the 1 mile, quarter mile tread benchmark, take as much walk recovery, input their time, and then they tread until time is called. So they move at their own pace. For the rower second block, 150 meter push row, 8 alternating halos. And they're just gonna repeat that. So push effort, work, med ball exercise, recovery. Weight floor, it's going to be the second block, but they are dropping the second movement. So you're just gonna see clean to thruster and bear plank hold for those 4.5 minutes. Once they've gone through this, all the stations the second time, third round, repeat the tread block. On the rower, it's 150 meter push row, and then the stand-in rainbow, so it's back and forth. Every tap is 1 for 8, 30-second all out at the very end. And then same thing, the third floor block is the same as the third floor block in the 2G, but they drop the second movement. So they're gonna have the high pull of power and the bear plank alternate and pull through for 8 reps. Finisher is their choice of either power movement. All right, I know I ranted a lot in this one about that quarter mile benchmark. Once again, I truly believe this is one where, you know, talk with your head coach, talk with your other coaches, have some consistency across the board for that Thursday. So that way all the members get the same experience. As I told my coaches, I want them to have all the members start from a complete dead stop. They all take off together. If at any point they see the hands hold on, whatever, it does not count. Because I could tell you off the top of my head of at least 10 members that I know they're gonna do that. So yeah, anyways, any questions, let me know. Best of luck, let me know how it goes. I'm very curious to see how other studios go and do with this. Other than that, you guys, if you do it, let me know how you guys do. I'm going to try to tackle doing this, but most likely with my schedule with my little guy, might not be able to. But I know I could do a quarter mile, you know, in about consistently 1:38, but I could probably do a lot faster than that, depending on how my body is recovering. You guys got this? Coach it down.